Hello everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today's Sunday, so I wanted to show you how you can kind of use some of the traditional origami we've made in the past to put together fun little arrangements and things. And since it's October, I thought we could do something to sort of honor Halloween, if you will. I've gone ahead and made this spider, and he's a traditional spider. I'll put a link here so you guys can know, what the steps are again to make him. He looks really cool. He does take a couple seconds to make. He's, not a super easy origami, but I use this paper here that's 20 by 20 centimeters. You do need 2 sheets of this to make these guys. And then I thought one of the really common traditional things you see is this sort of cutout design here that usually is done with a square sheet of paper and is made as a fishing net as a decoration for Tanabata, which is in July. However, we can use and make our paper first sort of octagon shaped and then kind of make it look like a spider web. Now there's a couple different ways you can use this. You can just leave it flat and put it like on a nice background and put a little bit of glue just strategically in the spots where you have valley creases so that it can kind of not be completely flat, still have a little depth. That's one way we can do it, and I'll show you guys how to do those steps in a second. But then the other thing you can do is you can hang it, and it becomes this nice, cool, like, net design. And then you could kind of connect your little spider here with some glue or tape. He is a little heavy, so you probably want to have him kind of up a little high, but you can kind of get him in there to sort of stay around and keep them there with some glue or some tape. Maybe not tape, but maybe with some string actually would probably work best. But I'm just going to show you guys the first way here by just making this kind of big flat surface to kind of create a sort of spider web looking thing. Now I suppose officially you probably would call this kirigami because you are cutting origami paper and creating this shape. I'm going to do something with this really nice fibrous origami paper that I have here. And I think it's a tad bit smaller than what I used up there before. What we want to do first is cut this into a octagon shape. And the way you do that is pretty simple. What you want to do is start off here with your paper, and I'm going to go ahead and just fold it up so that I can cut it to make it into an octagon. What we can do here is just start by folding the paper in half into a big triangle. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half again. Then from here, I've got my crease that I made just right here on the right, on this in the center. I'm going to take this flap and fold it up so that I'm basically folding it in half, but I want to fold each side out to opposite sides rather than just folding this straight across. I'm going to flip it over and do this side too. So that you should have all the open flaps up here at the top, 2 mountain creases here, and 3 edges on this side. Now what I want to do from here is take this outer edge and fold it towards the side here. So I'll get this part going. So you get something like this. Then I could just cut straight across where there's this edge, and that should give you then the sides that you need for your octagon. Cut that and open it up, and we have a nice octagon then when we're finished. And once you get that kind of octagon shape, then we can go ahead and do the next part, which is folding it to cut for the spider web. Now to do this, I just want to go ahead and first fold it in half, and fold it in half again, and then I'm going to fold it in half again, and you'll be going against one of the creases when you do that, but you should get this nice big shape like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and take what I have here with my scissors and cut, and you don't want to cut on the edge that has the point. What we're going to just do is go alternating between here, and I'm going to actually cut to kind of match this shape that you see here with this corner, this little angle that you see. And you can choose to make these cuts really thin. You don't want to make it too thin, but because it takes a while to cut it then, but cut it and just leave about a ½ centimeter or so up here. So I've cut that side, and I'm just going to flip it over and come from this side. And we're just going to keep cutting through until, and again, you don't want to cut all the way beyond the edge there. Just keep rotating along. Things will start kind of falling down and cascading down from the side because you're just making this super big when you do this, but just kind of keep working your way along. If you use paper that's really thin, like tissue paper, this can be a little hard and you might run the risk of, you know, some of it breaking or tearing, so just be careful as you work. If you can find this handmade paper, it's nice because it has a really thin kind of quality to it, but it's actually fairly strong with all the fibers inside. So that can be something you can try to find if you can get your hands on it. And as we keep rotating back and forth here, it's easy to get things kind of twisted up. You want to kind of keep an eye on stuff as you go. And you do want to try to get as close to the tip as you can. You can leave a big spot of it open if you want to have like a really clear solid center, but you can also, most of this isn't going to separate really. There's not enough room for it to, so just kind of get it down to the tip as much as you can. And then we're going to open it up. And it looks like just one giant line really. This part can be a little time consuming. You want to just kind of delicately take it apart. It works kind of best to probably take it apart from the top. You want to try to unfold things, and of course if it's all kind of cascaded down you're going to run into a little trouble with that, but you want to just try to unfold and work your way along so that you can kind of get it to separate itself. See, I'm kind of getting some of it there. If you can at least get to this halfway point where you can see kind of how things are looking, separate it as you go. And then do the last part up here too. Do this last big separation if we can. And this part can be a little tricky because you want to try to, like I said, be careful not to accidentally tear anything. But the goal is to first get it separated once, and then you can worry about getting it to all collapse back down into the like little spiderweb shape. So we'll keep this going here. So you see I've got kind of a nice center here from everything. You could just make sure, I'm going to get it out of camera view to make sure it all falls straight with nothing twisting up weird. And then if you can kind of get it started, you can kind of slowly get it back out to the shape that it was as a nice little octagon. And that gives you a really cool finished little spider web. And then you just need your little spider and you're good to go. So what we can do then with this is to take, what I did is I just took some purple paper here that I was just going to work with, and I'm going to put that underneath everything. And so what I was just going to do to start things off with is to take some glue, and because you've got your spider web here, like I said, it's got, you know, alternating areas here where we can kind of choose. We want to just make like a star of glue, if you will, right in the middle here. You don't like want a lot of glue. So I've got my crease here, for example. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just real simple kind of thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and slide that underneath here. just kind of lightly tap where you've got some of the glue there, you know, so that you get stuff kind of stuck down a little. And like I said, it's okay to kind of let it be sticking up in some fun places there too to create sort of a cool effect of a spiderweb. And then you can have your little finished little guy here, and you can put some glue or sew him on with a needle and thread. Any of those kind of techniques work good. I think usually using needle and thread works best for these kinds of things because it just gives you a better finish. But and then you can leave that like as a table setting, or you can put it on some board and hang it on the wall. Lots of fun different ways. And then like I said, you can also use these spider webs as extended little cascading things here, and you know, put a big spider at the top and hang them from the ceiling. Have the spider hanging from in the middle, kind of suspended from the middle if you want. Have them kind of floating around right here in the middle. That can kind of be a cool effect too. So lots of neat little different things you guys can do with these pieces to create some fun Halloween decorations. So that's kind of our presentation for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.